Hey everyone, so today is a special day in RVing.
So from Beachfront RV in Brookings Harbor here where we're at, it's pretty fun. We're only here for about 2 weeks, but you can look out this window and see the beach and walk down to the sand and watch the ocean and see some of the seals playing. And then out this window towards the back, we can see the sailboats all parked in the harbor and hear the sea lions making their fun little ork sounds. And I don't know if you call that barking. I don't know what that's called, but it's cute. And then over there is also our post office where we get our mail, and the sheriff's substation where Jordan gets to go to work. And it's pretty fun, a pretty fun little area to live. Tomorrow Jordan gets to start day shift, which will be a super nice change for us because it'll be nice having him home. Kismet and I spend a lot of evenings eating dinner by ourselves. It's kind of sad. Building site number... I know. They're not very concerned. There are blackberry bushes everywhere. Okay. Kismet enjoys being a beach cat because he gets to watch all the seagulls out the window.
Yeah, that's like now I can still hear you.
Good. All right, here we go.
Woohoo!
We're now entering the small community of Agnes, my home. Agnes was named by Amaziah Auberry, the first postmaster. All right, things will be bouncier, things will be wetter. How are we doing up there in the front? All good?
Hey everyone, so today is a special day in RVing, and I know that Natalie has portrayed this lifestyle of freedom and liberty as pretty glamorous, and in ways I think it really is. We spent last night on the beach. We drove out into the sand and we had a barbecue, watched the sunset. Seals were romping literally in the surf right next to the truck as we sat and watched them, while I sat and watched them. Natalie was chasing them with her camera trying to get pictures, so maybe you'll get to see some of those. of the fog. The reality of the situation is there's some complexities to this that you would never know. I'm making this a little more real for you today and sharing some of the tips that I've received from our neighbors in the village. Our next door neighbor has been in the business of RVing since 1962, and he's offered a lot of support, a lot of words of wisdom, and a lot of help as we've navigated some of the unspoken, honest aspects of RVing. I'm in our bathroom, which is slightly larger than a telephone booth, and this is where the business takes place. But unlike your home, here, every time you flush the toilet, you're conscious of the consequences of a poop problem. So in an RV, even though we're hooked up to services, we are fully connected to power, water, and septic. But it's not that simple, because in an RV, there's tanks. In our RV, we have 3 tanks. We have 2 gray tanks and 1 black tank. It's like a disease from a third world country. When you refer to the black tank, it's like a plague or something that could cause a lot of pain and suffering, which it can, and we've experienced it. So from our next door neighbor, who graciously brought us some fresh corn and melons last night, and I just visited with, he gave it a more friendly name. He called it the turtle tank. And what we do is we actually fill the turtle tank with fresh water. It's got a water inlet into the tank, and we put about 1/3 of a tank. It's about a 40-gallon capacity. You put some water in there so everything has room to slosh around. You don't want your RV so stable that as you move in your RV and you can kind of rock it, that it doesn't get a little bit of movement, to keep everything kind of balanced out in that tank. First of all, we start with quick dissolve toilet paper. You can do some studies. Ours is Scott quick dissolve toilet paper. That's how we know. It says it on the package. But I've heard from our neighbors that you conduct a scientific study by actually placing it in a jar with water and then shaking it to watch it quickly dissolve. If it doesn't do that, you don't want it to go down your poop pipes into the turtle tank. There's deodorants that you can put in the tank. So when your tank gets full, presumably about once a week is what the villagers tell me, and we're still working out our specific science, because I go to work every day, so that changes our dynamic consistently with the rest of the village. We reach full on the meter, and we'll show you that maybe in a later segment, because there's a control center for the home right below the microwave above the oven that tells us everything we need to know about our levels in here, from power to fresh water to the other tanks that we've talked about. We've hit the red line today. It's full. They say you'll kind of have a feel for when the tank fills up as you flush. By the way, it's a low volume flush. You actually want to hold the valve before you flush. You actually fill the bowl with water, so you get a high volume flush, because the pipes go down at an angle and kind of kick around under the fifth wheel portion into the turtle tank. So you want everything to reach the tank. That's where we've had some problems, is trying to conserve water and not be quite as liberal as we should be. We don't do that anymore. So today is our chance to actually do it's kind of a ceremony of emptying the turtle tank, utilizing a clear elbow so you can monitor what leaves the tank. You want a good visual of that, and then we'll do a nice flush with the spray bar inside the tank. Then we'll close the closeout valve off and let that fresh water fill up to about 1/3, and then we'll be ready for another week of living in our RV. While doing this, the last time, our neighbor, who's been doing this since 1962, was telling me stories, and very distracting, and told me about a time when he was refilling his turtle tank with fresh, clean water for the process for a week, and forgot. He was talking to one of the other villagers, and this has been years ago. Forgot that he had the water on, and it managed to fill the entire tank up to the flat valve in the toilet, and it ended up spraying water out the roof of the RV through the air vent pipe, the air intake vent pipe. But unfortunately, that wasn't what alerted him to the situation. What alerted him was when his wife screamed because she tried to flush the toilet, and turtle water filled this small area with her in it. Very, very emotional moment for him, and I'll forever pay attention. He's talked about a process where you can take a bucket of water when you move to a new site, because you never know what the water flow is going to be, and you can time how long it takes to fill a 5-gallon bucket. Then you can leave it hooked up to that and fill it for twice as long. You get a good solid 10 gallons of water. So there's people, depending on their personalities, who are very scientific with this process. For me, I'm going to rely on the control center and Natalie carefully monitoring to tell me when we reach the 1/3 mark. I'm just going to turn off the water, and maybe I'm not taking this seriously enough, and I'll have to have another bad experience to realize how scientific this process truly is. But I think we're on the right track, and I look forward to you having your own experience with this process. I just hope that what I've learned so far and what's been passed down to me now from almost 60 years of RVing experience will benefit you and save you some steps of Googling some really awkward questions or looking at videos on YouTube as other people have shared their bad experiences. So you're adapting better and better every time.
Kismet. You don't seem too stressed out, do you? I really miss my family, but we've got to have some really fun video chats. That's been exciting. Really nice. I let them stare at the beach and tempt them to come visit me, and they show me my little baby nephew, and it's difficult. It's tough. I miss them very much.